All right, girls, good evening. Today is Wednesday, March 16th. I am Lori Mayo, your founder and CEO of Team Living Healthy and Fit. I'm super excited for our call tonight. There's 7 of us girls who are totally inspired and feeling really good from being at the Unleash the Power Within conference over the weekend. I think we have a lot of good takeaways to share with you girls, and I'm super excited for that. I do want to make a couple of announcements here really quick. A big welcome to our newest coach, Marguerite. I'm super excited to have her on our team. She's a very sweet girl. She's a mommy of 2 and working to inspire others. She is also a nurse as her full-time job. So I'm excited to have her with us, and I'm looking forward to seeing her journey unfold with our team. Another shout out to Sarah Oberhaus for being on the board with Success Club 2. We also have Miss Eva Pack on the board with Success Club 2, and Eva is set to go Emerald tomorrow. So I'm super excited for her and can't wait to make that announcement for her tomorrow morning. And then we also have Nicole Mathis, one of our newest coaches, who enrolled her fiance in the last couple days, so that she is halfway to Emerald, you guys, and she's been a coach for all of 6 weeks. So I'm super excited for her as well. It is only the 16th of the month, so that means we still have 2.5 weeks in March. So make sure you keep reaching out. Hopefully you can use some of this motivation that we're going to share with you tonight to really push ourselves forward and really start working towards your goals and hitting Success Club this month. So I am going to go ahead and hand it over. Who wants to go first? I don't care who goes first. Maybe, I don't want to call anybody out. Anybody want to volunteer? Do you guys want me to go first? Lori? All right, cool. We have a volunteer. Whoop, whoop. All right, so Miss Lori's going to go ahead and share. I thought maybe we could talk about what our experience over the weekend was, what maybe our biggest takeaway was, and then what we plan to put into action. It doesn't have to be super lengthy because there are 6 or 7 of us that are going to talk, but maybe if you could just share a little bit about what you plan to put into action and what your biggest takeaway was. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Everybody else? Yeah.
Okay. The weekend I thought was absolutely phenomenal. It was something that you can't even prepare yourself for. It was fun. It was crazy. It was emotional. I don't think I really even knew like how intense it was going to be with what you were going to feel and what you were going to learn. There was just so much, but I guess one of my biggest things, there were so many things to take away from it. But the biggest one I think for me is that the only limitations that you put on your life or that you feel like you have in your life are put there because you put them there, not because of any surroundings, not because of the way that you may have been brought up, but because you put them on yourself because you feel like you can't do something, or that you're not good enough, or you look at other people and feel like I could never be there. So if you just really take a step back and kind of regroup and focus on what you really, really want and put a plan in action, you can make it happen. No matter how scary it may seem, no matter how far away it might seem, just focus on what you really want and really sit down and plan out your action on how you're going to get there. Karina and I were talking on the way home, and I had asked her, I said, so when do you think you're going to be diamond, or when are you going to be a diamond? And she said, I'm hoping by Summit. I don't know if she's on the call, but so I said, you know what, I think that's a really good, so my goal is to be diamond by Summit.
Yay.
Yeah, and I've always held back. One thing I'm going to put into action is one thing that I've always held back about is posting and what to post. And I'm just going for it now. I'm just going to be me. I'm not going to worry about what other people are posting. I'm not going to try and be what other people are trying to be or what other people are. And I'm just going to go for it. And, you know, it's going to be what it is, but my mind is to get to Diamond, and my goal is to be at Diamond by Summit. And that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to do it. And no doubt, you know, no worries. I'm just going to go one day at a time and get it done. And that's my focus. I have my plan. I think I'm excited. I'm, you know, if I get there earlier, that's great. And there are so many good nuggets. I don't want to take away anybody else's, but I'll quit talking.
That's awesome, Lori. I'm so excited. It's really amazing to kind of see you come out of your shell, because you're always just kind of quiet and reserved, and you just kind of are one of those people that likes to observe what's going on. And this girl was like jumping and dancing. They have you dancing literally nonstop with just crazy music to just get you up and get you moving and make you feel amazing. And it was really cool to see you kind of, and I think we were all kind of like that. We slowly were like, okay, so it's kind of like culture shock, like, holy crap, what is going on? And then all of a sudden we're all like, woo, 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 jumping and just having a great time, and just really letting all those fears and all those like self-doubts and, oh, somebody watching me, do I look stupid? We didn't care. We were having a good time and feeling good about ourselves. And one of the coolest parts, as Tony shares, is the person that you are in that environment, that's who you are. You don't have the restrictions of society saying, oh, you shouldn't be acting like that, or you look silly, or that's not the right move, or whatever. You are being who you genuinely are and who you are as a person. And that's really, really cool to see, and to see everybody that was there with us to come out of their shell and to be that person. So that was really awesome.
It was. I don't think I've ever danced as much in my life as I did in those 3 days or 4 days, and just like jumping around and high-fiving, and it was amazing. It's nothing, everyone should experience it. Absolutely. It was fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Sure.
So we'll go through and have everybody share their experience, and if you girls have questions at the end, then we can do that, okay? So we have Karina, Amberly, or Chelsea. Who wants? Karina, go for it, mama.
Hey guys. So it was awesome. I truly believe that this trip was a gift from God for me. I prayed about going, didn't have the money to go, but I made it happen. Don't doubt yourself that you can't make it happen. You can, for sure. There were things that Tony discussed with certain people he pulled out of the audience, and I felt like he was talking directly to me. Each story that was shared was my story on more than one level. So I came away from this thing a totally different person. I got up in the morning on Sunday and looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, holy shit, who is that girl? Because it was a totally different person. Different light in my eye, different look on my face. I don't walk around frowning all of the time. The airport, I greeted people that were total strangers. I don't do that. We were hugging people we've never met in our lives and felt good about it. I mean, it was phenomenal. So yeah, I have this whole different light about myself, and it sounds totally crazy, but I am one of those people who, when I ride with my husband or anyone else, I'm usually pretty paranoid, and I grab the oh shit handle and I put my brakes on and everything while we're driving. We came all the way home from Detroit. I never moved a muscle other than to look out the window and look at the cars that were passing by. So it was a totally different sense of relaxation and just being me, letting it go. It's nothing that I can control, and I don't need to control it. I'm just me. So I have, yes, a goal to be Diamond by Summit. I'm making my lists going to start more reaching out than I was before, because that was one of my biggest holdbacks, is fear of rejection, fear of being me, and talking to people. My biggest takeaway is just do it. Stop second guessing yourself. Get to events, you guys. It's worth every single penny that you spend. Just even if you don't expand your business, but I think we all will, it's worth every penny for what happens to you yourself and how much different you feel about you. So go, just go.
Yeah. Awesome. It definitely was amazing to watch you transform as well. Like she said, like literally there was 9,000 people there, you guys, 9,000 people. And we were going around high-fiving, hugging, and sharing our stories, and totally, the first day we all sat together and we would do our exercises and we would just kind of share with one another, like we kind of stayed inside that comfort zone. And while we sat with each other the rest of the week, we started pairing up with even actually by the end of the first day, we were pairing up with different people around us and stepping outside of our comfort zone and sharing our story with other people and hearing other walks of life and empowering that person. Like you can't even begin to describe what it's like to have 9,000 people who feel good and who want to inspire the world, who want to light other souls on fire and help people to be happy. It was incredible. So thank you so much for sharing, Karina. What would you say was your biggest thing, putting the plan into action? So your plan is to reach out to more people and just go for it, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Stop hiding behind myself.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Sure thing.
Amberly or Chelsea? Anybody? Chelsea? Go ahead, Chel.
Hey, if you can hear me, hopefully. I'm starting to get my voice
All right,
back.
hold on, Chelsea. Amberly's going to go, so I'm going to put you back on mute real quick.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. So for you girls who don't know, Amberly is a part of Kelly's team, and she was there with us and was one of our girls that stayed with us and was with us the entire time. So she's amazing. If you don't know who she is, she's really awesome. I suggest friending her on Facebook and following her as well. And so she's going to go ahead and share what her experience was at the event as well.
First off, it was really great getting to know Corey and all the girls. I knew Corey and Karina mostly, the most after following you guys for the last 2 years probably, however long we've all been on the same team. So it was nice to actually put everybody's faces, in their real bodies and see and get to know you all. So that was an amazing experience in itself, getting to know all of you ladies. I would say, the biggest thing for me was the energy there. It was, like Corey was saying, you have 9,000 people there from 71 different countries, and we all have the same passion, the same desire, and you can see it, you feel it, and it was just absolutely incredible. You cannot recreate that energy unless you're actually there. It was absolutely incredible. My biggest takeaway that I got from it was emotion is created through motion, which we were talking about all the dancing and high-fiving and hugging and all that stuff. We got ourselves in the right state of mind by doing all of that. Ever since I've been back home, I've been sick and I've been in bed sleeping, but I have this playlist from the event and I keep it on. It gets me all energized and I'm ready to go. And I'm like, oh yeah, rest, let your body do its thing. But just hearing all that music and putting myself back in that state that we put ourselves in when we were there gets me all pumped to do the things that I know I need to get done. You think about, we were out there for 4 days doing 12 to 15 hour days, and we had energy to do it because of what we were doing. We weren't just sitting there stagnant. So, even in your 9-to-5 job, at home, whatever, make yourself move, do something to get that energy flowing. Whenever you're just sitting there being stagnant, you're going to sink. You're going to lose all that motivation to do anything. You're going to want to be lazy. You're not going to do the things you want to get done. So to me, that was one of the biggest takeaways. And the other thing was, we all know that the phrase, know thyself, but be thyself. And that's something that I really came into this weekend. I have allowed fear to hold me back so much. I was always really big on, what are people going to think of me? I've come out of my shell quite a bit over the last 2 years in that, but I still have that fear, especially when I reach out to people. And screw it. I'm going to be myself, and I'm going to be true to myself. And like they were saying with the whole dancing and stuff, normally, I actually just made a post tonight. Normally dancing, I have a drink in my hand, and all right, I'll go dance. But no, I didn't care this weekend. I was all about it and had a great time. Really, the only thing that stops us is fear. And if you stop and think about it, what is fear? Fear is false expectations appearing real. Stop letting fear hold you back, because it's not doing anything for you except for holding you back from what you really want.
Awesome. Thank you, girl. I appreciate you being on the call with us tonight and sharing your experience with us too. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Miss Chelsea. Chelsea, you are up, girl. You want me to unmute you? Hold on, you're muted. I'll unmute you. Boop. Okay, you're good.
Good?
Yeah.
Good. I like my new name, by the way.
Chelsea, yes. For those of you who weren't with us, Miss Chelsea lost her wallet and her credit cards and her cash on our last airplane. So we got a call at 1 o'clock in the morning asking for a Chelsea, and they had found her wallet. So we started the weekend right.
To do something like that, but it was a learning experience, right?
Yeah, exactly. We have her wallet back. They found it and they overnighted it, so we have it. That's a good thing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was something. But I don't know. Following all these girls and in what they've already said, I mean, ditto to everybody. You can't put this experience into words. You just can't. It was so amazing. It was so empowering. You find out so much about yourself that you didn't even know. I went there thinking, okay, this is going to be great for my business. I'm going to, rock it after this. And it wasn't just about that. It was about finding out who you are, the person that you are, the person that's like, sleeping inside of you that you need to wake up, that child inside of you that, didn't care what people thought. It was just amazing. You don't go there to change. You just go there to find out who you are. And I wasn't expecting that. I hold a lot of things in. So like digging real deep to find out who you are, it's amazing. And then you let go of a lot of your fears. I mean, absolutely. You can't, you got to grow. You got to keep growing. One of my biggest takeaways or my biggest or my most favorite quote was, if you're not growing, if you're not continuing to grow, then you're already dead. Which is so true. It's like, why us humans are just so comfortable with just being average and comfortable. And you girls know this from being there in our boxed lives. Like, I love that part,
Mm-hmm.
We go to work, we're in our box houses, we go to work in our box cars, we go to our box offices, we come home and watch the box, I love that part because it's so true. So, it was an amazing experience. You find out a lot about you and you get through your fears. Us ladies walked on fire, for God's sakes. If you can do that, you can do anything. And that's what I've learned. You can get out of your comfort zone, meet new people, don't care about what people think about you. I'm going to take this and it's really opened my eyes to be the person that I am and to not care what people think. I mean, I think all of us ladies think the same thing, that's what, one of the biggest things from this weekend is not care what people think. Like, get out of our comfort zone. We're here to help people, empower people, make lives better. Like, who cares if they say no? Great, just go on to the next person. It was amazing, and I set my goal. A lot of some girls already said about hitting diamonds. I told Corey that I was going to hit diamonds on my birthday, which is September. So, doing it.
Yeah, girl. You got this.
I do.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate you being on the call to share that with all of us. I guess that leaves me. So I first want to say I'm so thankful for the girls that went. I wish I had enough money in the world right now to take all of you with me and a handful of my family members, because to experience that, I truly believe that every person should experience that at least once in their life, because it just opened your eyes to a whole new world. Society puts all these restrictions. Even as a kid, it started making me think, am I killing my kid's spirit? Because you're always saying, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, you shouldn't act that way, you shouldn't act this way. But they have to be their own person. You have to be you, and you have to be genuine to you, and you have to be authentic, right? So for me, I'm really altering the way that we discipline our children, the ways that we are going to shake that ass when I'm frustrated and the kids are maybe needing some attention, and they're, instead of hollering at them or putting them in timeout, we're going to freaking have a dance party. And that's what this weekend was about. Instead of getting so focused on the negative or what's going wrong, change your state. You can change your state of mind that quick. It takes an instant. And they proved it this weekend. And we get so wrapped up in everyday life and just going through the motions that we forget that we have to stop and enjoy our kids, or enjoy our family, or going out if you're single and enjoy things that you enjoy doing as a person. And just really living life, because let's be honest, none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. You might love what you're doing, you might enjoy your job, but are you living your mission? That was my thing. This is my mission. My mission is to help people, to inspire people, to empower people, and to help them be a better version of themselves while continuing to grow myself. And that was one of the things that they talked about was, living your mission, living life with purpose and passion. And it was really incredible. It's so hard to sum everything up because so many amazing things run through your mind, and you have so many wonderful feelings, and you let go of all the sadness that you've maybe been carrying with you, or the self-doubt, or the restrictions that you've put on yourself, or maybe that other people have put on you that you keep carrying with you. All of those things, you just shed them and let them go. And it's not a quick fix. I mean, this is definitely something that all of us girls, if we don't keep practicing what we learned this weekend, just as quick as we bounced out of it and we feel amazing, we could revert back just as quickly. So that goes back to what Chelsea shared, where if you're not growing, you're dying. You have to keep doing something better to grow your mind and to be a better version of you. So, quickly, because I don't want to take up a whole lot of time, my biggest thing that I took away this weekend, aside from everything, my biggest thing is I didn't know what to expect either. And when we got there, it was really cool because, like I said, there was 9,000 people there, and just being in a conference room with 9,000 people, it was louder than a concert, you guys. That music, they rocked the house. Picture 9,000 people jumping with their hands up in the air. I mean, they were blow the roof off, and we probably could have with our energy. It was so incredible. But I didn't know what to expect with the firewalk. And my whole thing when we got there was the firewalk, it's totally going to be about overcoming your fear, right? Because to walk over fire, that's pretty fucking scary, if I'm being perfectly honest. Those coals are 2,000 degrees. It was legit fire. It's not just ash or something on the ground. So I was thinking that it was all about fear, and they talk about that before, and we did a lot of meditation and prep work before we actually walked over the coals so that we could get into the right mindset and prepare our bodies. And so we were supposed to do a couple things. We were supposed to walk, I forget what it was, something in direct. How I can't think of it.
I think, I thought it was fast, but maybe not.
No, it's not, because they didn't want us to go fast or run. Because
Forward and direct.
Forward and direct. Okay, thank you. So the first thing that when we get up is we're supposed to be focused on saying yes and making our move. So they told us, like, make your move, like what pumps you up. So like a lot of us girls would just like throw our hand up in the air, and you do it like several times just to kind of get yourself pumped up, like yes. So you're supposed to make your move, and then you're supposed to walk forward and direct. You're supposed to look forward, not down, not up, not side to side. You're supposed to look straight ahead and focus on the things that are in front of you. And then we were supposed to say cool moss. So obviously that particular word is probably because you're walking on hot fire and it's the opposite. But the idea was that you were saying it so fast repeatedly in your brain that your brain didn't have time to think about, oh shit, am I doing this, or get scared, or let that fear start to seep in. So we get out there, and you had to wait a while because they had like 32 beds of coals for 9,000 people. So it took a little while for everybody to get through, right? So we walk up, and you're waiting, and then all of a sudden you see them, and then like 2 people, and you're up there. Like by the time you were able to see the fire, it was your turn to go. And so you didn't have time to let that self-doubt and that nervousness or fear start to creep in. And I walked up to the fire, and I'm like, okay. And I'm just like chanting yes. And I'm saying all these things that I'm supposed to be doing in my brain, right? And I started walking, and when my right foot hit, I thought, oh shit, that's hot. Okay. The next thing I know, they were grabbing me and pulling me back into the water because they had water running at the end, so that if you had hot coals in between your toes or anything like that, it put the fire out. So it went from I'm doing this, oh shit, that's hot, to 14 feet later, I was walking past those people. So what my thing was is I thought this is all about overcoming your fear. But then after doing it, to me, it was so much more about when you have your focus dead set in front of you, and you know your why and your reason of why you're doing something, all the other stuff goes away. There was people walking alongside of me, so in case I panicked, they could pick me up off of the coals. There was 2 people at the end, and then there was somebody behind me. I didn't see a single person. Not one of them. I didn't see them at all. I didn't hear anything. So to me, it was a lesson that when you're focused on something so intent, and you have a strong reason of why you're going across to push through something, when you hit those barriers, all that noise on the outside, the naysayers, the people chirping at you that, you know, you're not going to succeed, or you're not going to be able to do this, or, you know, life happens and other things come up. When you are so set on your why and the focus that's in front of you, all of that goes away. And I think that that was my biggest takeaway, and a reminder that, you know, when I start to get distracted, I probably need to refocus. I probably need to reevaluate my why and what my driving force is, because that's going to change over time. As you grow through this business, that's going to change. But I asked the question, I don't know if any of you saw it, but I made a post, would you walk over hot coals? And a lot of people would probably say, no, you're crazy, right? But what if your kid was on the other side? Or what if your best friend was on the other side? Or your dog, if you don't have kids? You probably wouldn't think twice about it, because you have a reason. You have a strong why to get across and make it happen. So if I can share anything with you, it is to really sit down and evaluate what you want in life. If you have a strong driving force and a big enough why, all the bullshit goes away. The people who are naysaying, the people who are saying, no, I'm not ready right now, the people who maybe go buy it off of Amazon, you know, the people who are doubting you and making comments on Facebook that maybe you might take heart to heart, all that stuff will go away. So I hope that makes sense. I'm like shaking still because just talking about it, like PJ was probably like, slow down, because I was like, oh my God, like you have to feel like you're trying to tell them everything so you can remember everything. But it really was an incredible experience, you guys. I really didn't have the money to make this happen either. You know, we have a lot going on. We just bought a new house, but I'm so glad that I made that happen. And I know that it is going to pay back tenfold, because not only am I happier and am I going to have a better relationship with my children because I'm going to make adjustments where needed, but I know that it's going to help my business grow as well. So with that said, if you did not see the post that I put in our group, there is a UPW happening in June in Texas. And all I can say is you can, if this is something you're interested in taking part in, I know that some of the girls were able to work out a payment plan for their ticket. There's always a way. I know that Sarah is already, actually Sarah and Chelsea are already considering going with their significant others, and they found flights for $68. Like, to go to a life-changing event for something, you know, let's say it costs you $1,000, but if it totally changes your life, it's worth it. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, please let me know, because I can get you hooked up with Michael, and who is our rep, and you know, work out a payment plan or whatever you want to do so that you can make something like this happen for you too. I think that I know that every single one of you that was not able to attend would benefit from it and absolutely love the experience. So it's worth it. Yeah, for sure. It definitely is. It's, you know, I have so much more appreciation for my family. It's ridiculous. Like my husband and I have an amazing relationship. I adore him and he adores me, but coming home to him now, it's totally different. You know, that passion is still, we've been together for 11 years. So, you know, sometimes you get into a routine, or, you know, you just get comfortable, and it's like we're just dating again. Like, he came home and kissed me 1,000 times today because he's like, I still miss you. Like, how cool is that? Just to have that, and to be excited about things again, and to have that passion back in your life, not, you know, just all the way around. So it's cool. Do any of you girls have any questions or something that you're curious about that maybe we did, or about our personal experiences, or a question, just anything?
All right, I kind of do, and it's not necessarily relevant to your trip, but I'm really happy you guys all got to go. But so I went crazy today, and I reached out to like 1 million people, like strangers, went on, saw people I might know, messaged them. I can't even remember how many, but I reached out to so many people today, and I didn't get any messages back. And this has happened in the past before, and I don't know, what advice can you give me on those people? Do I reach back out to them again at some point, or because I even saw that they had accepted the request for message. So I know that some of them at least have received it, but what do I do?
So you mean that like those people aren't your friends, you're just reaching out to try and add to your list?
Yeah.
So I don't spend a lot of time on those people. If they don't respond back and they don't friend me from that request or reaching out to them, I don't usually go back. I mean, maybe if it's somebody that you really know, or you have like quite a few friends in common, and you know that maybe they just got busy and forgot to respond or something like that. But I'll keep moving on, because I'm not, if they saw my message and they didn't accept it, or they didn't respond, or just add me, then they're not interested or whatever. So I don't waste my time.
Okay. I figured as much too, but I just didn't know if maybe you had like a tip, trick, anything. So
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely. Awesome job reaching out to a bunch of people. Another thing that you can try doing too, and it's a little bit more time consuming, but it's very beneficial because it's more of your niche market, is searching Facebook for groups that are unique to you and getting into those groups and start building connections with those people and then friending them once maybe just do 1 or 2 groups and just spend like 5 minutes a day in each of the groups. Just posting or liking and commenting and engaging with people in those groups. But then those people are going to be, like for me, I'm in a Doberman group because I have a Doberman. So those people and I have something in common to talk about. So trying something like that too could be very beneficial.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? No? All right. Well, thank you all so much for jumping on the call. Thank you, girls, for being here to share your experience. Amberly, we seriously appreciate you being here, girl. I am going to, I'm still trying to get caught up. So over the next few days, I have a whole list of books that Tony Robbins suggested or recommended for personal development. So I will be adding that to our group as well so that we all have that list. And if you guys are looking for a new book to dive into, you can check those out as well. So we'll add that. And if you are interested in learning more about UPW for Texas, please let me know. And we'll get you set up with that. And last, we have Super Saturday is on April 2nd. So get your ticket for that. And if you need help finding one in your area, please let me know because I can help you do that as well. But most of us girls are going to be heading to Cleveland for the Super Saturday there. Okay? All right, girls. Thank you so much for jumping on the call. I love you all and have a great night.
Bye.
Good night.